Hi guys, welcome back to SJ Podcast, and this is me, Shreshtan or SJ, and this is my second podcast. I'm doing it with Prabhjot Singh Ahuja, a recent graduate from Lakehead University in mechanical engineering, and now over to him. He's gonna tell us a bit more about himself. Hi Prabhjot, what's up, man?
Good man, how are you?
I'm
Hello
good. I'm
everyone,
good.
my name is Prabhjot Singh Ahuja. I came from India in 2016 and I did my mechanical engineering from Lakehead. So yeah, for now I'm working as a VP Finance and Operations at LUSU. But I came in like as a 19-year-old kid and this learning, my journey here and what I learned was really amazing. And and thank you for having me, SJ.
No worries, man. No worries. Okay. So, as you told a bit about like what are you doing, a VP in finance. So, can you enhance it a bit? So, what is VP in finance, and which company are you working for after your graduation? Where did you go? Which line did you choose, or what are you doing now, basically?
So I work for the student union. The university has a student union, and we have board of directors, and uh, then we have executives. So I was the board of director for the past couple of years. That's where policies are made. That anything that union implements, it comes through the board of directors. So I was a board of director from 2017 to 2019, and then I ran for being an executive. And basically, my job entails we have two businesses on the Thunder Bay campus. One is the Outpost, that's the campus pub, and one's a study coffee house. So those come under my portfolio, and anything regarding operations, anything of the union's operations and funding, like sponsoring any other club or sponsoring some events outside, or anything in terms of Aurelia or Thunder Bay in terms of funding, they come under the VP Finance portfolio. So that's basically what my job technically entails.
Okay, perfect. So, just tell me a bit. Like you did your engineering, but now you're in the finance industry per se, if I can say that. So,
Mhm.
what made you change your mind with engineering and then to the LUSU board? Like, why did that happen? What was your
That's
thought
actually
process behind it?
interesting. That's actually interesting. So when I came in, like I wanted to do aeronautical engineering when I came in. My
Okay.
dad sent me here because I convinced him in a way that I want to do aeronautical engineering. Planes kind of they still like fascinate me. So later after this, I might go into the aviation industry.
Okay.
So when I came in, like my mind was set towards aeronautical engineering towards the end. That was the end goal from the beginning. But then I got involved with the student union on seeing what the union does, and I wanted to learn more on like I was kind of getting my feet wet in Canada on how things work here, understand the
Okay.
system, and I was seeing a lot of opportunities for people like if they want to get involved, they can do a lot of things. So that's when I got involved with the union. I was a part of, then I got involved with the club before the union. I was the president of the Indian Association. So we
Okay.
organized events for the Indian students and like made them feel like home and everything. And that's when I was like to make it more impactful, let's get involved with LUSU. That's where the decisions are made. So then I
Okay.
got involved with the union and for 2 years, and I like this job. I mean, even while studying, like being involved in LUSU was one thing I was always passionate about.
Yeah.
And when I was another board director, I was like, I could either go right now and just find an engineering job and go the mainstream way, you could say,
Okay.
or take this to the end and then go where I have to, because it's gonna even help me and give me a lot of experience on how to deal with people and everything. Because
Okay.
getting that piece of paper was important. I would have got that in India as well. The
Yeah.
even the degree it's important, but the skills you develop along with that, I think they take you a long way. The soft skills are really important.
No.
So I
Yeah.
was seeing changes in myself. So I was like, let's take this towards the end, like to
Okay.
wherever I can go and then go from there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Sounds good, man. Good for you. Okay, so a general question. I know that you're not in the engineering industry or the IT industry per se, but I'm sure you must have an idea about what the industry is in Canada about the engineering or the IT thing, right? Because you did your engineering. So, what are the career options after a person who's done with his engineering degree, or what are the various fields that one person can choose after they're done with their graduation?
I mean, I can speak for mechanical. There are a
Okay.
couple of ways you can go. You can either go in project management, and or you
Okay.
can go in designing. Some people in the beginning they get a technician job in mechanical engineering, and then they move on from there to be an
Okay.
engineer. So there are a couple of ways. You can either be an estimator as well. An estimator isn't a technical side of mechanical. You kind of estimate projects and bid for them. So that's
Okay.
engineering job as well. So there are a couple of ways you can go. Like
Okay.
it's not a set path. It depends on your choices and your interest and where you want to go.
Okay.
So either you could even like for me, I would rather go in project management or being an estimator
Okay.
because I realized later on that I'm not a very technical person. I'm more of a people's person. It depends.
Okay.
It's very personal on what the person wants to do.
Yeah.
So there are a bunch of fields where you can go, and finding a job is kind of a challenge sometimes in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you eventually get one. Lakehead has a very good rate of when students they get employed. Engineers who come out
Okay.
of Lakehead, they get employed.
So there are no lack of jobs, or you won't say that a person is stuck after the degree, or it's really hard to find a job. Of course, it is hard to find a good job, but still, if you have a degree and you have good connections or good skills, then you can find a good job in Canada, right? After an engineering degree.
Definitely, your skills are really important, like you mentioned, and
Okay.
your technical skills or your people skills. But you can find a job. It takes
Okay.
time, but during this time of a pandemic, you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
But if it was the normal world, if I
Yeah.
could say it, you would find a job. Be it sooner or later. I have friends who had to wait for 8 months to find a job, but they eventually got one and they're
Wow.
happy right now. So
Oh,
it
okay.
might take a
Cool.
while, but you learn along the way as well, right? You apply for
Okay.
different jobs. Some things work out, some things don't. Then you learn and you change your approach to apply, but you eventually find a job.
No, of course, of course. Oh, okay, got it. So, yeah, sounds good. And okay, as you said, you were a very shy guy or a kind of introvert, if I say, when you came to Canada, right? So, how was your experience throughout your 4 years, and how did Canada change you, or how did Lakehead change you, or how did LUSU change you to be a person that you are now?
I mean, for me, coming to Canada was one of the best decisions I could take at that age.
Okay.
And like you mentioned, like I was a shy kid when I came in. I wasn't even healthy then. Like I had different mindset towards things. So
Yeah.
during 2017, like I started working out and I started taking care of myself.
Okay.
And that's when I saw myself in good shape for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Although in school, like I was in good shape, but when I went outside school, like things you get kind of like lazy with some things, and I got lazy
No, of
then.
course, of course, of
So,
course.
but when I got in good shape and I started getting involved with things, my mindset changed. Like how
Yeah.
I approach things, I wasn't as negative then, and then I
Okay.
started finding more opportunities and like what I've learned in these 4 years here, I think I would have taken at least 10 years in my home country.
Oh, wow.
So I mean my journey has been great. I coming here was one of the best decisions I could take. Like I've said that 3 times now.
Yeah.
But being involved in the union or being involved with students, being involved in activities in general, even if it wasn't the
Okay.
union, someone might not be interested in the union. Even they're involved in making projects or doing something else, like going for a hike or just going outside. Once you get involved, you start finding people who are like-minded, and that's how you grow. I
Mm.
think even for the students coming in the future, even if they find something that interests them, even the smallest of things, just start with one thing. I was doing 3 jobs while in 2017 while I was working out. So I was keeping
Wow.
myself very occupied. Like
Yeah.
my week was planned beforehand. Like I'd work and I was taking out for gym as well, and my life was kind of getting back together.
Oh,
And
okay.
when I saw I could do it, because coming from India, I could never think I would work 3 jobs and then manage my time that way. But when I
Yeah.
saw I was capable of that, then there was no stopping. Then I knew I could do whatever I want whenever I wanted.
No, of course. That's amazing. That's great for you, man. Like getting your timetable set and getting your life set on track. And it's funny that you say that you were lazy in your first year, and I can totally relate to it. You don't even realize how time flies, and you
Mhm.
are just lethargic, lazy all the way around your year, and then boom, suddenly you have your midterms, you have your finals, and you're done with your first year. And so it's really important to get your correct timetable or schedule set beforehand. Otherwise, there are so many ways that you can lag behind. And trust me, Canada is not a place to lag behind. Otherwise, you're just sitting there and doing nothing.
And as you're like speaking to that point, I know many students who are going to listen to you, or people are from India or from like international students.
Yeah.
So even when we come here, there's a very big culture shock. Your
No, of
life
course.
changes completely. You pack your bags, you're moving to a different part of the world. So
Yeah.
those things take time as well. You don't have to beat yourself for that, that you're wasting time. You
No,
get
of
time to
course.
adjust with things. You get time to
Oh, yeah.
adapt to the new lifestyle, adapt to the new way of living. So it's fine. Take your time for who like it. You might take a year, you might take 2 years, but be comfortable. Like understand it's difficult. Sometimes it is difficult. Try and make friends or people who you relate to, and then like get out of it. And learning the process on how things happen here, that's very important. That's
Of
one thing I
course.
think we should all focus on in India, like being a little more self-dependent on things.
No, yeah, of
Or
course.
that's really important.
Of course, man. Like making friends here is really important. Otherwise, it's a high chance that you will fall homesick very soon. So, yeah, one
And
thing to
also
keep in
explore
mind.
like the friends we make here. Sometimes what happens is when you see people who look like us or speak like us, we try to be in that niche. And I
Yeah,
think all of us should come out of it. It's important, yes, you relate to people more who speak like you or look like you,
yeah,
but you should make more friends. The whole point of coming so far is to see the world or to explore different cultures.
yeah,
So try and make friends who are not like who don't belong to the same culture as you do, and
yeah.
who have a different way of seeing life. You learn a lot more then.
No, yes, of course. A great point, man. A great point. Yeah. Okay. So coming to your professional side, as you said, you work for LUSU, which is the Lakehead Union Student Board, right? And so, what is your role in LUSU? What does VP Finance handle?
Like I mentioned before, like the student union is more about it's representing the students. So more like I think out of the 4 students, only I graduated this year. The other three
Okay.
members are still students. So we are full time like we're full time students, and
Okay.
the students elect us, and we come to a position where we represent the students. So anything that happens in the university wants a student point of view on it. So that's
Okay.
where we come into play, and we try and provide a student's point of view because we go back to the students sometimes and have their feedback on some policies and take it back to the university.
Okay.
And we kind of facilitate between the students and the administration and put the
You act
students'
as a
point forward.
mediator.
Yeah, our job is to put the students' point forward
Okay.
in terms of any policy that's made in the university. Or
Okay.
in the
Okay.
university wants to, there are many times that students run referendums through us. So, like a good example would be 3 years ago, there was a gym that was made in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
The university wanted to make it. So they had to come through the union because they had to run a referendum
Yeah.
that they could charge the extra $15 when the gym was made.
Oh,
So
okay.
we have a collaborative partnership, we could say that we work together with the
Okay.
university, but our vision is only to represent, I mean, our vision is to put students first. Whatever is happening with students' point of view should be addressed.
Okay.
That's mostly the goal of the union. And like our logo says, we are for the students and by the students. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Perfect. So, uh, as you mentioned earlier, you were involved in various different campus activities, or you were constantly busy with your schedule in school or anything like that. So, how important or what importance is it of being involved on campus, or just being engaging with the students or with the board or with the university? How big of a role does it play?
I mean, it's very important to be engaging and like make finding new things to work on. Like even if
Okay.
you like drawing, there's so many clubs that fall under LUSU. They have a society that's club that students who are interested in art they come together, or students
Okay.
interested in dance they come together, or
Okay.
students who like playing snooker for example they could make a club and they could start their own thing. So
Okay.
there's so many things that are happening. If you like debating, there's so many clubs. There's a club that debate that does debates and everything. This the Toastmasters that happen in the university in the
Okay.
LUSU boardroom every Monday. So the things that the union does, like you should always like find new avenues where you can grow. Even if you like just meditating or being there, you can do those things. Like just try and be engaged in this in the society, because when you're
Okay.
coming so far, you wanna like have a have a good life and have a more fruitful life when you come here,
No,
because you can get
yes,
so
of
many things
course.
back home as well. If you've come so far, might as well make the most of it
No, yes, yes.
and get
That's true.
engaged in anything. Like I, for me, it was a union, and for me, like
Okay.
I got involved with the union. You could be
Okay.
involved with something else, even if you like
Yeah.
skating, you like sports. We have so many varsity teams on
Yeah.
in Lakehead, or different teams in the city. If you like
Yeah.
soccer, you can play soccer. There's a cricket team right now in Thunder Bay, and
Yeah.
it's fairly recent. So
No, it's funny you say about the cricket team. So I when I came back when I came to Lakehead last year, there was no cricket team for earlier. So I went up to Raquel, our sports coordinator, and I asked her if I can make a team or I can make a club for it. She's like, "Yeah, for sure." So I am, if I can say, I'm the captain of the team right now, and we were going for our first tournament this coming winter, this ending winter, but during because of the pandemic we could not do so. But yeah, we another great thing about Lakehead, or any another great thing about LUSU or any other university, is that you can make clubs, or you can start your own thing that you like, and people will club in, people will join in.
no, I
Yeah.
agree, man. Like because I got to know yesterday there's a tournament that happens in Thunder Bay for cricket.
Oh,
One of my
okay.
friends actually owns a team.
Oh,
I got to
wow.
know that yesterday, so
Yeah.
that's crazy, because cricket wasn't, people didn't play cricket when I came in 2016.
Yeah.
There were hardly any tournaments. But now
Yep.
students have started getting, communities gotten bigger of the Indian students here
Yeah.
in Thunder Bay, of international students to be precise. Because when we came in, there were hardly like probably 100 students
Oh, wow.
who were Indian, but now there are thousands. So yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good, and I don't know if it's bad for anyone, but I see it in a positive way that our community is getting stronger.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, man, it's good, and like you being involved with when students come here, they try to get, they sometimes they get in the shelf. They
Yeah.
can't get out of it. So try and break that, because once you come out of it, you'll see world in a different view. You'll see so many things. You get more engaged. Not everyone is very outgoing or very like, they don't like making a lot of friends.
Okay.
But you could even like find some people who think like you, and if you join different clubs, there are avenues where you can find like-minded people, and you
Yep.
can grow from there. And you'll
Yeah.
also understand different cultures and different what how different people think, and that's going to grow
Yep.
you as a person.
That's true. That's true. Perfect. Okay. So my last question for you is, so is there any kind of advice that you like to give to students coming to Canada for a specific engineering field, or uh, anything that you wish that you knew when you were in your first year and you would have implemented it? And so yeah, anything that you like to say.
Bro, about advice, I don't know if I'm well equipped for that, but I can give some suggestions when you come in.
Yeah.
Like some students come here, they have a place to stay before they come in, and that's a problem. Like always have
Yeah.
your, at least for the next couple of years, have a place to stay,
Yeah.
and have something like, if you want to research, you can research about, these are small things which you'll find out as soon as you come. You learn by the
Yeah.
day, but some things would be like how to get a cell phone, how to get a SIM card, a
Yeah.
SIM number, sorry, how to, if you want a laptop, where to go for a laptop. These are small things, like these
Yeah.
aren't major things, but even if you know a little bit, that's going to be great, because even how your
Okay.
study permit looks, how a normal study permit looks, if you
Yeah.
could research on that, because when I came in, my study permit didn't say that I could work 20 hours a week, so
Oh,
I had to
okay.
send it back, and that had to get changed.
Oh,
So it
wow.
happens sometimes, and then they mess up at immigration sometimes. So if you have an
Yeah.
idea how the study permit looks, and have it documents in place, just have some basic idea of what the campus is like, on where
Okay.
you can get food. Although you'll never know where to go to, but even if you
Yeah.
have a little idea, when you come in, it's easier for you to navigate,
Mm.
and just be approachable. Like talk to new people. Just, and it's very intimidating at first. I
Yeah.
was,
It is.
I know it's very intimidating. You can't just go up and talk to someone
No,
who
exactly,
you know
exactly.
anything about. If you're exceptional, that's something else.
Yeah.
But just, it takes time. Just take your time. Don't rush it.
No, of course. As you
Career is
said,
on
the
learning with
cultural
it.
the cultural shock is so huge that you don't often feel like going up to people and asking them about it because of the difference in language or even the climate. Like you're not so well equipped with the climate or the time zone, right? So it might seem very intimidating for many people. Like for me, it was really, but yeah, you get in your zone eventually.
I think it's mostly everyone, man. And even
Yeah,
winter clothes, I didn't mention that. I thought that was self-explanatory, but man, winter clothes are so necessary. Like
I know,
Thunderbird
right?
goes down to minus 30, minus 40 sometimes.
Yeah, honestly.
So, really, like even when I came here, it was -3 when I came here.
Oh
And I'd
wow.
come in from 27 degrees, 28 degrees. That
Yeah.
was the temperature that day in Delhi. And I was all layered up. I was wearing my warmers and my jackets and everything. The next day was the international orientation. I walked into my residence. There's a person walking in shorts, and it was -3. I was like, this is crazy. But
Yeah.
once, in the next couple of days, once you realize that minus -3 is nothing,
Yep. Honestly.
you realize that -20 is when you say it's, yeah, today is a good day when it's -20.
Yeah.
So you like, but make sure you have some winter clothes. But when you come here, but also buy winter clothes when you get here because the
Yeah.
winter clothes here are much, you could say they're better equipped with the environment.
I mean, for me, I'd say just buy the winter jacket from here in Canada.
Yeah, I
Don't buy
agree.
your winter jacket from anywhere else. Even, but just buy a winter jacket from here because that's the best you can get from here. And it comes with a good price, but it's worth it. Like you need it. You cannot do anything about it. But
Winter jacket,
yeah,
winter boots,
yeah,
your
exactly.
gloves and caps and everything.
Everything,
Yeah, just get them when you get here. But
everything for
always
sure,
have
man.
something when you come here because you'll probably need it.
Yeah, you'll probably need
And
it.
you can speak for yourself because I think in Aurelia it snows a lot. There's only one road that goes towards the
In
university and
Aurelia,
that goes,
yeah,
yeah, that's
it's
crazy
all
there.
covered in snow. Like you can see snow up to your waist when it's actually really bad, and you actually see many of your classes get cancelled in Jan or Feb. I
Mm.
saw we didn't get to see many of the classes in Feb because of the pandemic, but for all I've heard is like majorly at least 4 or 5 classes get cancelled for our semester in winter because it snows so badly in Aurelia, and it goes up to -30 or -35.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
first year I came in, like I had a friend who like brownies from
yeah,
Boston Pizza. So we used to walk at -32 Boston Pizza from the
wow,
university. So whenever I came back, there was no snow, but my face was all like there's ice all over my beard.
yeah,
My eyelashes they had like big chunks of snow.
yeah.
You could say like they were frozen.
I can feel you, man. I never tried to walk in the snow when it was that cold. No, never. I could
We were
never.
crazy. We used to go everywhere -30. So
Yeah. Well, perfect. It was lovely talking to you, man. Thank you so much for just coming in. And I know you're very busy with all the things that going on around now, but thank you so much for having a chat with me and answering my questions.
no problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man.
And it's a great
Uh,
initiative, man. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. And thank you so much. And I'll hopefully see you in another episode when we have a good update on the tuition increase with the universities. And well, hope for
For
the
sure,
best.
for sure. That's one thing we're working on, and we'll keep you updated. Like that's one
Perfect.
thing that's our priority right now.
Perfect, boss. Perfect.